Alrighty, our next speaker. She is an author and the CEO and founder of the Empowered Woman and the creator of the Empowered Woman Experience. She is the author of the book, Empowered, the Woman's Guide to Following Your Heart, as well as the author of the Empowered Workbook and the Empowered Journal. She's the innovator and creator of 100 Days of You, which is a 3-month transformational program that is changing the world by awakening every person to their best self. Jenny has spent much of her life traveling around the world, seeking to live the best life that she can live and fulfilling her passion for adventure, for new experiences, and for following her heart. She is committed to inspiring people worldwide and to empowering everyone to their best lives. Please welcome Jenny Powers.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here. I love sharing my message and my experience to awaken all of us to our best selves and empower all of us to live our best lives. So I'm here today to share the truths of what I've learned along the way. And I hope that in some way they inspire and empower you. So imagine that you are sitting in your apartment and you are feeling overwhelmed, unsure, alone. And these are emotions that you've never really felt before. The past few months have been a little bit uncertain. There have been a lot of life changes and you just don't quite feel like yourself. And so you reach out to ask for help, leaning on family, leaning on friends, but family and friends can't seem to figure out the solution either. You just kind of feel like you're in the dark looking for the light switch that you can't seem to find. So you continue to live this way and move forward, but finally one day you've just had enough. And so upon the recommendation of a family member, you walk over to the nearest hospital, knowing that they have a mental wellness clinic, thinking that this will be the answer for the things that you've been working through. You anticipate a beautiful white area with lots of Zen music and places that will really help you. And it's something that your insurance covers. And so you feel inspired. You walk over to the woman at the front desk and you hand her your identification card and you express to her a little bit of what you've been feeling, a little bit down, a little bit unsure, just not quite like yourself. And you're looking for some help and hoping that their resources that they have there can be a gift and an aid. She takes your vitals, she takes your insurance card, hands the stuff back to you and asks you to have a seat in the waiting room. In that moment, you take a deep breath, knowing that you've made a very courageous decision, that asking for help is challenging, admitting that you're struggling is a big deal and not something that, many people often do. And so you sit there feeling a calm and a peace as if finally the solution might be just around the corner. You've been sitting there for about 10 minutes and the woman comes back and she asks you to follow her, and you follow her through the waiting area down this hallway. And the next thing you know, there are 2 armed guards on either side of you. And immediately you have this feeling that something just isn't right and they must have the wrong person and there must be a misunderstanding. And so you say to the woman, I'd actually like to go back to the waiting room. I'm not really sure what's happening. And she very coldly looks at you and says, no, please follow me. You walk down a long corridor and you are ushered through 2 heavy metal doors. As the doors open and close behind you, you look to your left and you see another security guard. He asks for all of your belongings. He hands you a pair of scrubs and demands that you change out of your clothes into your scrubs. You are stripped of everything that is yours. And you are placed into a holding cell. And as the door closes behind you and you are incredibly confused, you ask for help, you ask for guidance, you ask for some information, as there must have been a clear misunderstanding. And all of a sudden, as you sit there, you realize that in the moment that you came to ask for help, you have been involuntarily committed to a mental hospital. And the woman in this story is me. So I come to you today to share these guiding truths that I have learned that have led me back from that moment and have forever changed my life. And so I share them from an incredibly passionate place because they work and they are the foundation upon which I now stand. So let me first share one of the most important guiding truths, which is at the core of who I am and is something that has guided me in every decision. And that guiding truth is refusing to conform. There are so many opportunities in your life to conform, to follow the beaten path, to fall in line behind everybody else, to live a life that other people are telling you to live that means nothing to you. But I really share in this moment that refusing to conform, to step off the beaten path, to say, this is what is authentically the life that I want to live, is what we are all here to do. So I want to share a story. I go back to the year that I graduated from college. I moved out to San Francisco. I worked as an investment banking analyst. I was in a 2-year analyst program. And I spent the first year thinking I was pretty happy. I had the job. I was making more money than anyone in my family had ever made. I had the title. I had the suits. I had the business cards. And people looked at me as if I was important. And I thought this is what made people happy. And this was the definition of success. And as the first year of my program came to a close, and I got my review and realized no one had seen me. No one even knew what the work I had contributed. They thought that if they paid me a bunch of money and sort of shooed me away, that that was the definition of happiness. And despite what everyone else told me, oh, Jenny, this is being an adult and this is what it is to work. And, you need to grow up and stay in the program and make money. I went back to my desk and I quietly said to myself, this can't be the life that I'm meant to live. This just doesn't resonate in my heart. And this doesn't feel like the life that I'm meant to live. So very quietly, I made the decision. I picked up the phone. I called a travel agent. I booked a flight to Australia. I left my job that Monday and left for Australia that Friday, 5 days later, for 2 weeks. What unfolded was a year of traveling around the world by myself, where I awakened to the woman that I was born to be. I was finally in a space where I could listen to what I wanted and could drown out the noise of what other people wanted me to be and what they wanted me to do. And so I share from this place that refusing to conform, in that moment, I didn't conform. I did what I wanted to do and stepped on to my own path and listened to my own intuition and my own guidance. And so today I give you the permission to not conform in your life. If there are places where you're not living authentically, please step into your own power, refuse to conform. And I really believe that this will change everything, because then you are living for you and not for anyone else. So this is only the first of all the truths that I want to share. My book is full of 100 of these guiding truths that are at the center of everything that I believe in. I hope that this story has inspired you in some way. And I believe that these guiding truths enable me to live my best life. And I hope that they do the same for you. So thank you so much. I am so honored to be here. And I am so grateful to share this space.
Thank you, Jenny Powers. That was fabulous.